And in fact, the vast majority of things still start with a phishing email, things like ransomware attacks. This is an example of a phish that came into a company where I used to work, and it's getting a little bit old, but I still use it because it's a tactic that's still really hard to detect, and it's a tactic the bad guys are still using. A little bit different than the normal process or than what he was expecting. The sender's address is legit, so nothing there, no clues there. If you hovered over the DocuSign logo, you would have seen that the URL looked a little bit wonky. Chances are this salesperson was on their phone where it can be harder to check, but I encourage you to take a moment to do that when you're not sure about something. This was trying to take him to a credential harvesting site. So emails like this that come from legitimate senders, trusted partners, customers, vendors, somebody we have a business relationship with, these can be really hard to detect. So how does this happen? How do we end up getting a phish from a legitimate email address? Well, in this case, this car dealership had a network compromise. And when bad guys had access to email accounts, they're not in there like this image we have in our heads of a hacker in a hoodie reading our emails. They don't care. They don't have time for that. They're going to work really quickly, and they're going to use automation to do their jobs. So they're using auto forwarding and email filtering rules and things like that to help them find email threads where they can jump in on an existing conversation and send a phish that looks contextually appropriate. This looks so close to what the salesperson was expecting to see, that's why he clicked on it. So the best thing to do here, your spidey senses are firing, you're not even sure why this looks a little off, but it's just not exactly what you were expecting. Pick up the phone and call the person at the number you know to be theirs. Spam. 8% of people said they didn't know how or didn't see the button, and we think that's because Gmail very quietly about a year and a half ago added a report phishing option that's right next to the report spam option. So when you have the email open, if you use Gmail in your personal life or in your organization, you'll see the 3 little dots at the top, and one of those is now report phishing. Or you might have a button that looks something like this. A lot of us have phish reporting buttons in our email at work or at school. And these can be super, super handy. They make it so much easier to report something that seems suspicious. So this is, if you're using one of these, your employer has put that there to make it easier for you to report, because they really do want you to report. It helps to keep the whole organization safe. Passwords, our next behavior on the list. We have another poll question for you. These are some of my favorite poll questions because I find these things fascinating. And remember, these are completely anonymous. How long are the passwords that you usually create? Are they 6 characters or less, just on average of all your passwords, 7 to 8 characters, 9 to 11 characters, 12 to 15, or 16 characters or longer? If you have any questions, only 6% of you are using passwords that are 16 characters or longer, and 1% are using passwords that are 6 characters or less. So the general public actually scored not too bad on this one, a little bit better than you guys when it came to 16 characters or longer. Let's see, 12 to 15, you're at 26%, so you did better than them on that. Years ago, Yahoo had a data breach, and it was before I worked in cybersecurity. And I heard this news in the headlines, and I thought, I have a Yahoo account that I haven't used in a million years, so who cares? If you're like me and you have a few gray hair and you got online in the 90s with your AOL and your modem, chances are you also started a Yahoo account. It was ubiquitous. Everybody had one. They were one of the first big companies on the scene when consumers started going online. Next poll question, how often do you use unique passwords for your important online accounts? And we mean truly unique. So not reusing any elements of any sort of one core password that you have where you just kind of change a few things about it depending on what account you're trying to sign into. And important online accounts, our definition there, we have some examples, payment-related sites, obviously your financial services sites. Also things like your social media. Your social media can be used to defraud others. So if you're like me, you've probably gotten a direct message. Mine was from my Aunt Betty, but it really wasn't my Aunt Betty. My dear Aunt Betty just lost control of her Facebook account, and now somebody is trying to defraud me through her account. Likewise, email. If somebody gets access to your email, your password reset processes are often tied to your email account. MFA, multi-factor authentication, can be tied to your email account. So with access to your email, people can do other damage, like get access to other accounts.